Welcome to the Born for a Better podcast, where it's about better health, better wealth, and better self. And I'm your host, Devin DeWine. And today, what I'd like to discuss with you all is the moment you fully awaken. All right, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. The moment you fully awaken. The title speaks for itself. You know, that moment when things just kind of click, when things just all kind of come together, when you make certain realizations, when you have certain epiphanies, right? When you say, like, what's going on? You start to question stuff. You know, you start to see the veil being lifted from your eyes. You're just like, whoa, what is this? A whole new world. That's not how it goes. It doesn't look nothing like that. It's not, I'm telling you, it's not twinkle stars. It's not sunshine and rainbows. Literally, you're going to wake up and be like, what the? Like, literally, that's what's going to happen. And you start looking around and you see things from a different perspective, way different than you saw it for a majority of your life. Everything you once knew, you start to put into question. Every place you used to go, you start asking yourself, why am I going there? Certain people used to be around. You say, well, why am I around them? And you're just calling everything, like I say, into question. This is neither a good or bad thing. This is just now you become aware. So, you know, for what's going on in the whole woke culture, like, we stay woke and all these different things, all these references. But really, when you get behind all of the lingo that's going on in the culture right now, to be awakened simply means to be aware. And when you are fully aware, you're aware of yourself. You are aware of what is going on in the environment, the society, the world around you. You are aware of things on an energetic level. It gets weird, man. It gets weird. That's the best way I can describe this whole situation. It gets weird. However, that is when you can start to actually work on a deeper level. What do I mean by work on a deeper level? Like everything you was doing before that was superficial. Everything. Trust me. Everything you was doing before fully awakening, it was all superficial. But then the moment you come to life, if you will, now you start searching for deeper levels of meaning, purpose. You start to search deeper levels of yourself. You start questioning your own self. What the heck was I doing? What am I thinking? Who am I being? You just start doing all of that. And this is a good sign because now you can really begin to live. The time prior to, when everything was superficial, yeah, you were just existing. Now, you may have had moments where you were alive. I feel alive. I'm alive right now. You may have had that. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. But at the same time, if you want to live, then it's going to require a certain heightened sense of awareness to take place. Now, how does it all take place? First of all, there is no rhyme or reason. There is no date and time in which it's going to happen. It just happens for some and not for all. Now, if you listen to this whole thing, then you may be seeking. And I will tell you this, for those who are seeking, there's going to come a time when if you're not already fully awake, you're going to wake up. It's all going to make sense. Again, the date and time is unknown, but because you're seeking, because you're on that path, it's going to happen. Now, typically when you are going through these stages of awakening, it's usually triggered by some things. What can be triggered by? Could be triggered by trauma. Something so traumatic, just after that, you're never the same. You know, it could be triggered by a very visceral, highly emotional stimulus. Now, that could be a good or bad thing. I'm going to just leave that to your imagination. But it could be triggered by that as well. Emotions don't always have to be negative, right? They could be positive as well. But it can be triggered by very, like I say, these deepened levels of stimulus emotionally. So you got that, right? We got trauma, and we got a heightened or a deepened sense of emotional stimulus. Then the third thing is just you're very conscious, like you're just conscious of everything, where you are in deep contemplative thought about many different things in your life or in life in general. And then all of a sudden, because you keep knocking on that door of consciousness, you keep trying to bang on it, hoping to get answers, and one day that thing just open right up. So there could be more, but this is just in my experience and what I've observed within myself and other people. Those three ways is typically how you come to fully awake, to fully awaken. Those three ways, and then from there, man, the party's on, because now you're going through the process of re-educating yourself. So you got to unlearn some things, and you got to re-educate yourself on things. You start to go to unconventional ways of research and learning, because you realize, well, what was mainstream, that probably ain't it. You know, you start to seek out people who may have experienced this at a different time in their life, and maybe they can help you out with understanding what you're experiencing. Uh, there are going to be moments where you feel crazy, right? I mean, especially when you're new to it, because it's almost like this gateway of knowledge and wisdom opens up to you, right? And then the first thing you want to do is go tell the world, look what's going on. This is crazy. Oh my God, you should try this. You want to go tell them, I want to say something. You want to go tell everybody, and they're like, this person is nuts. And like I say, you feel like that. So the best thing to do is uh, not get too excited. Just kind of calm yourself down and process what's happening within you, and what's happening around you. Process it. Don't go flying off the handle. Don't go trying to tell the whole world. Just chill out. And once that, like I say, once these things start happening, that's when you start to say, okay, well, if this is reality, if this is the real deal, and what I once knew wasn't the real deal, then how am I supposed to move in this new reality? What is the newfound purpose that I have in this new reality? You start to go there. You start to go there, and it's a good place to go. It's a good place to go. But disclaimer, forewarning: as you are going deeper down this rabbit hole, you may start to get angry, because you'll realize that certain things you thought were so weren't so, or certain things that you believed in, you no longer want to believe in it, or certain things that you once did for fun, you find is not fun for you anymore. So you may feel, like I say, bouts of anger. You may feel confused at times. You may feel as though there is, you may feel like there's no hope. And then you also may feel like there's all the hope in the world at the same time, because you're going through a transition. So you're going to experience so many different feelings, emotions. You're going to experience that. But like I said, the best thing to do, process it. Process what is going on. Because if you don't, You just go out there all willy nilly, you just acting out on your feelings and emotions. That's not good, You don't want to do that. When I get out here, you don't want to like express yourself, and then some crazy stuff start to happen because you're acting nuts in the street. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. You want to make sure you process, go through those levels of deep contemplation, and then you may say to yourself, okay, you know what? I got my head on straight now. All right. Maybe that thought was too much for me right now. I'm going to process it, and I'm going to come back to it later on my own time. I can't be out here in the world with that thought on my mind, right? Or, okay, I'm feeling this deep end emotion. If it's something new or something I'm not familiar with, right? Okay, process it, put that away. I'm going to deal with it later. You got to do it. You got to do it. And then as you're going through all these different parts of the awakening process, the one thing that you're going to find is more understanding of yourself. And that's key, because the greatest thing you can ever explore is the universe inside yourself, or what I like to call the universe. Like, that's the greatest thing you can explore. That's like so much untapped potential right there. Forget all around you. That just in you right there. There's so much untapped potential. So when you start to go through this, you start to have deeper levels of understanding, or some would, say is understanding. But you start to feel that. And again, when you start to become aware of these things, that is when the magic is starting to happen. You say, whoa, I never viewed myself that way. Whoa, I never thought I could do that. Whoa, I never was open to that before, but now I am. Yeah. That's what happens when you start to awaken. Again, this is for those who are on the path, right? Maybe those who are already at that stage of awakening, and now you're like, okay, well, what am I experiencing? What am I doing? What is this? Or for those who just want to recap their journey of their awakening process, and then you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I did that. Okay. All right. Okay. He did it this way. Well, I did it a little bit different. I did it that way, because everybody's going to have their own approach, right? I'm just sharing with you what I experienced and mine. And even to this day, some things I look at and it doesn't affect me like it used to. Some things I look at and it really affects me, because the perception has changed due to the fact that I am awakened to what is really going on. Now, does that mean that you become, phenomenal cosmic power? Does that mean that you become like this guru or this like super genius, or you turn into like freaking, Black Adam, The Rock or whatnot? No, it does not mean any of that. All it really means is you're seeing things from a different point of view, right? You're seeing things with clarity, and you say, okay, I think I get it. I think I know what I'm going to do. Even when you don't really know, right? You just, it's like that spirit inside you just activated. It's here. There's going to be a part 2 to this podcast too. The moment when you fully activate, that's going to come out next, because we're going to talk about that. But I'm going to say that for that podcast. Yeah, literally, as you start to go through this thing, it can feel like you are supercharged. It can feel like you are, in essence, a superhuman, but you're not. You're just aware. That's the difference, right? When you sleep, you're unaware of what's going on. You're in stasis. You sleep. You're at rest. But when you wake up, you open your eyes, you are aware of the world around you. Well, This type of awakening is being aware of the world inside of you. So that's that again, just a whole bunch of untapped potential right there. So literally, when if you're on this path, I can't really. I'm trying to explain it the best way I possibly can, in the most simplistic way possible. But no amount of explaining is going to help you to fully understand until you go through it. That's when it's like, oh, that's what Devin was talking about. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's when you're gonna know. Then we can talk about it. um, so yeah, with all of that being said, all of this is going to occur, and you're gonna feel that those moments of excitement. You're gonna feel just a high level of energy surging through you at times because you're downloading. You're downloading from that esoteric, that spiritual realm, right? That 5D, they call it different things. But you're downloading from somewhere else. And it's just an information overload. It's feeling overload. So you got to take time to, as I said before, say it again, process. Once you start to process what's going on, then you can kind of calm yourself down. Now, in the start of your journey, I do not recommend telling people what's going on with you because, truth be told, you probably don't know what's going on with you, right? But as time goes on, and you start to find and attract those like-minded people where you can have these deep intellectual, highly intuitive conversations, then okay, yeah, tap in, game on. But it's going to feel uneasy at times because you're going to realize that the world is moving one way and you're moving another way. And at times it could feel like loneliness, but it's not that you're lonely, you're just alone. Two different things. Loneliness is, oh, I need somebody there. I really wish, I really hope somebody could have just been, if I just had, you want people around you just because you're feeling deprived of connection of some sort. But when you're alone, it's just like being alone in your house by yourself. You're alone. It's okay. It's okay to be alone at times. That's when you can actually tap in the most. When you are fully present with yourself. When you got other responsibilities and obligations and things like that with other people and places, it can be hard to detach yourself from those things because they're ever present. But when you have the time to be fully present with yourself, that's a deeper level. It's a deeper level of introspection, and that's everything. That's everything. That's how you maintain control of yourself. That's how you continue to gather those deeper levels of understanding about yourself. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I want to share. On this awakening tip. I talk about moments like this in my book. Make sure you go and pick up a copy. It's called Negative Orientation, Breaking Through the Programming. You can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Play. Go check it out. Again, it's a short read. It's about 110 pages. Easy. But you may have to take your time getting through it because even though it's 110 pages, it's packed with a whole lot of knowledge, a whole lot of wisdom and experience. But I think it could really help you along the way when you talk about this process of what's going on inside you as you're coming to that moment of awakening. So with that being said, remember this. Do better as an action. Be better as a lifestyle. I'm your host, Devin Dewan. And until next time, take care.